Are you a coder who gets rejected based on no practical experience or because others have a strong LinkedIn personal brand and you don't? Your coaching institute will hate me for doing this, but I welcome you to Code to Career 30 days challenge where I have chosen these 5 total strangers out of my LinkedIn contacts and have taken up the challenge to help them go from jobless or underpaid to well paid job, that too without additional degrees and certifications in the next 30 days. If you are a coder and wants to get a well paid job, this is your golden chance to experience real project implementation from scratch that gets you a well paid job and builds your LinkedIn personal brand and also resume for absolutely free. So why just watch? Get into our WhatsApp community to experience this. Link is in the description. Now let's get started. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. So please help me understand how was the first week study about requirements document. What? झूठ बोले कौवा काटे. Huh? Yeah, Priyanka, how was it? First week and going through the document, requirements document especially.
It was busy with lot of questions, lot of doubts, but it was worth it. It's feeling good.
Good.
Yeah.
Next what? What is the work that you have put?
Next. So I have outlined the requirement, but I have a lot of doubts.
Okay.
So I haven't been able to refine it. So once my doubts are cleared, I will be able to refine it and do some use case right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So Princey, how was it?
So based on the requirements document and the technical session we had, I just made a detailed analysis report kind of thing, and but still there are a lot of doubts and questions.
Okay.
So I had not started with the program outline.
Okay. Okay. Sure. So Sheikh, how was it? After getting the reviews and after mentioning some changes, right? How is your experience? And after going back, okay, I thought like this, but it was turning out to be a different thing. Oh, I should not think like a Linux shell where many things are done for me. For example, the string parsing. You say ls minus l. Somebody is helping you to understand that there is minus l, right? But here there is no one. So what is the thing that you have done now? How did your
Sir,
design change?
uh, sir, I have we have a small discussion at the weekend at Sunday, and we have come up with what we thought all those things. And
What is
about
we? What is we? Who are we?
uh, like we try to miss our this all these members who are there in the challenge. So I try to understand that up to what extent I have understood and up to what extent they have understood. Because after going to use cases again, there if we are missing something again, it will be again we need to start from the scratch again. We need to go back, and that will be a biggest a time consuming thing, time lacking thing. So I talked to Ajay with that. We have some dot again. We thought to arrange a meeting at Sunday.
Okay.
So there we came up with some dots, and after going through dots, I am thinking to go further in the use cases. But in the weekend, I didn't get much time because there is some family work has came, which I was also not expected. But yeah, I gone through some previous recording of your on the day which you have given us the requirement. So I gone through that. It is yeah, I get to some point and I also reach up to some dots.
Okay, got it. So Abdul, at that time your document was not done, so I believe it is done now.
Yeah, yes. Actually, I have created some generic outline. Like we had a discussion on Sunday, and we had some generic doubts. So once it is clear, I hope hopefully I could make a complete outline. I have a generic outline as of now. Yeah.
Okay. The question now is, are those doubts that you people are mentioning common across all the documents, same for everyone almost, or is there anything different for someone? You, help me understand, did you all 5 people met and discussed?
Yes, sir. All of us were there and all have common doubts. So I have listed up all the doubts in my book.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Time and again you were saying, I mean, Sheikh was also saying, and you were also maybe as part of discussion, you were thinking about the use case, right? What is the use case? And then you were trying to figure out like where exactly this code comes and other kind of things.
No, no,
Uh,
no.
then what is the
We
understanding?
have doubts about the requirements
Okay.
first
Okay, let us
section.
then
Yeah.
5 minutes, let's discuss about that. If somebody has a document that is already prepared, which has all the doubts, why don't that person share and we can quickly go through that.
So the first question that first doubt that everybody has is, in the requirements document there is a term called first entry. So what does this first entry mean? So does that mean without logging in, can the user invoke help command?
Okay, next. I'll come to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the next is Linux necessary for this project development?
No, Linux is not at all needed because this is for embedded systems, right? This is something that you can run on a 16-bit controller, and I am pretty much sure you can run on 8-bit also. Maybe the commands will be very less, may not be doing big things, but still you can run it.
Okay. And everybody has another question, which is what IDE we are using and what microcontroller we are using.
I have developed this code on my computer. I faked the hardware.
So
For example, let
what
us say, okay, I'll give you an example, very simple example, then you will understand. Let us say you have an A to D converter. The device has A to D converter. The analog value is picked up and it is converted into digital binary value, digital value. And the number of bits that are available to convert it, the maximum value is 0 to 127. Yeah. Now I do not have really A to D converter, but I have the code which reads that binary value, that FA, 2F or whatever, and based on that it takes a decision. Now if I hard code the 2F and there is a switch case which accepts 2F and picks a case, can I test it? I can, right? Yeah, similar to this. You don't have to really get the CLI from outside. You can hard code.
So you mean any general IDs like Visual Studio or something like that can
Yes, they should work.
do the work? Okay.
Yeah.
So Mm,
It should work.
And okay. So and the microcontroller too, it's a general code, right? It's not specific to any microcontroller. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that is what I mean. I'll show you also what I mean. Let me share the screen. Same diagram. You will see this diagram so many number of times that the moment I open Paint, you know that what this fellow is going to draw. Okay. Forget about your application logic. That's what I told multiple number of times. I mean, when I say forget about it, you keep it minimalistic so that your CLI infra also has not so many activities to be done and it's very lean. Here is your some terminal, okay, laptop or something through which you are connected. And understand that these two are logical separations of the main code. So there is certain USB interface, and then you have certain device which has Wi-Fi interface, and you have here an antenna also, which will pick up that signal. Ultimately, bytes are traveling from here to here. Why so? Same thing, why bytes are traveling from here. This person at the end of the day receives string of bytes. A string, I mean array of bytes string. If only I can put a variable char star and give it like this. Instead of coming like this, I give it like this within the code. Because of which it enters into this code and does something. Doesn't matter, right? My objective is to make this code jump and get here. Need not be always something external only. Because I know in the external world also, I want to send set temp 50. I can as well hard code and I can send to the function which accept the string. There is a function that should accept the string, right? Let us say from UART I buffered all the bytes. I would be putting it in an array, my local memory something, and then I start operating on this array. What if I hard code this thing? My rest of the code will assume that there is this string and I have to operate on it. It does not really care whether the user has hard coded it or somebody from outside has actually sent it. Is it making sense? So microcontroller as such a hardware or something is not needed. And this is a code which can be run without hardware because the thing that is coming from UART, the string that is supposed to come from UART, anyways I have hard coded. The response which is supposed to go to the device through UART, I will print on the IDE that I'm using. I can see the output on the IDE, right? When I run a C code output window. Instead of now throwing it to on my window to see it, I can as well send it outside, which I am not doing. Yeah. This is very common technique that people use to fake hardware. All the simulations and everything happen in this manner only. Yeah. So now let us go to the first question. Till now it is clear, or any other questions related to this? It's clear, right?
I have a question. So you mean that just like in UART, we are transmitting and receiving, we are not really transmitting anything. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
If you transmit, there is somebody outside. If you don't transmit, you will print. You will use a printf and you will print it. If you are receiving, it means you have a person sending through your port. Anyways, you have to connect that into your local variable. I am saying hard code it. Yeah.
Okay.
Next. What is the next question?
And the next question is, what is a user-defined commands? How will a new command be identified, and how will the code extract information from that user-defined commands?
That's the code you are supposed to write. And you will now find out
No.
now find how you can write that code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vamsi, uh, I had this question. So it's not just about writing the code. My actual question is what we have to do with that command, just to add that command in our list, or we have to do something with that command.
Add it, do something trivial, just print that command.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. On one more thing. So let us suppose I have already two commands, set and get, and I am adding one more command. Okay, user is adding one more command. So that command has to be related with one of the parameters which I'm using, like temperature. Let us suppose I have only temperature parameter in my code, and I have already two commands related to that, that is set and get. So if user is adding the other command, then it has to be related with that parameter only, or
No,
user
need
can
not be.
add any command with other parameters also.
Yes, yes. Imagine that your application code also has a file system. Then send dir, then send copy, send del. The parameters are file names.
Okay.
To give an example, if you have a Linux system, maybe you are not using copy command, maybe you are using copy command, but you are not using move command. Tomorrow move command comes into existence, your Linux doesn't reject it, right? You may use it, you may not use it,
Yeah.
but I can still add move. I can add
Okay.
clear.
Okay. So just adding part is sufficient. We don't have to brainstorm much about what it will do in further, how we have to handle.
That
Adding it, printing it
adding
means
is the
doing
registration.
something simple with.
Adding is the registration. Then you have to invoke
Yeah.
the processing also, and it has to do the processing that you think. That
Okay.
processing what it does, I am saying, do not complicate it. Keep it as trivial as possible, because our idea here is to not to harness the real application logic or prove that the application logic is complex or very good. We are here to prove that come whatever may be the application logic, I can have a very scalable front end to it.
Okay.
To that framework, I can keep on adding comments, and then I can call those commands which will be processed and return certain aspect of application code.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Any other question?
And there is, what is unregistering of a command? What do you mean by that?
You can for this project, you can forget about unregistering. Unregistering means next time when you say unregister and next time you send that command again, the system should respond that I don't find this command. As simple as that.
I didn't get Vamsi.
See, you have set of commands that you registered with this ELA infrastructure. Now you
Yes.
keep on using it. Then you felt that for this application now this feature is removed, and the CLA is actually supposed to get answer for this kind of this information, but this feature itself is removed. So I will unregister the command by calling certain API. The next
Okay.
time when I try to invoke that command, then the system should
Okay.
respond saying that, oh, I don't find this command at all. That's what is
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. But you ignore for now because to create the infrastructure to register and process itself, it will take time. Yeah, we will do stress test. There is something called as monkey test also. We will not go there, but maybe I can add 10 commands, 20 commands and see how the system is scaling. Yeah, to accommodate those many commands, your infrastructure has to be good. Important information is this, okay? When the command gets processed, the user should be notified, did the command go through well or it did not go through well. If it goes through well, then there has to be a proper response, which is the expected response. If it is not going well, there has to be a proper error message also to say that, oh, for so and so reason it did not go through. So there has to be a way from the infrastructure to let the user know the status of the command, which is also one of the requirements if you look at the document. Yeah. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well-paid job, book a one-on-one call with me. Link is in the description.
Yes.
Yes. Next question. Any other question?
Yeah, I have written this much only, sir.
Okay, now the first question. You asked some first question. I told we will come back to it later. What is that?
Yeah, first entry. What does first entry mean?
First entry and this thing.
Without logging in, can the user invoke help command?
See, for now, logging and then accessing, it's a good feature, but I would say at this point of time, let the user enter into the system by having the first entry as help command. So the user has the access to the device. He has somehow got hold of the mechanism to talk with the CLI infrastructure, but he or she is not still aware how can or what are the features present in the thing. So he just gives help. So the help should enumerate all the existing commands that or not existing command, all the commands that the application or the user can use and get information about application. So let us not complicate with user ID and password and all those things, because that will not add so much complication. But at this point of time, it is just one more command registration and certain logic around it, which I think we can add it as a future enhancement. Because even user ID and there are also certain commands that you have to register somewhere, right? And processing has to be done. So if your framework is good enough to hold multiple commands and also respond with proper reply to the user, it is good enough. So drop this one also. But this can be a good enhancement. Okay.
Yeah. So I think I have questions. Princey, I think forgot to add. So if you see in the requirement, in the under system overview, we have 4 points. The first one is the command registration system, and the fourth one is the user-defined commands. So are they different? Like I got the understanding that they are same. If I am able to register a command, that means it is a user-defined commands, right?
Yeah. The first one is only
So
saying
it's
that
the same thing.
it is the same thing in the sense there is a mechanism to register and there are things that are getting registered. So I am splitting the complete statement to make it more clear. There is a mechanism to register n number of commands. And in the first statement, I am saying that there are n commands that can be registered. But the registration logic and the commands both are different. There are items to be eaten, but items that can be eaten, but items in my plate, both are different, right?
Yes.
It is like that.
Okay. And under functional requirements, the first subpoint is the command structure, where you have mentioned the structure variables as the first one command name, second one help text, third one command interpreter function, and fourth one is expected number of parameters. What does this expected number of parameters mean?
expected number of parameters is the same thing that goes in line with whatever Sheikh was saying there. That time I would go with minus L means this, minus A, RG, something he was saying, right? The switches. So for example, if you want to set temperature, set is the command. Temp and 50 are parameters. So how many parameters? 2 parameters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Just one more thing.
You can complicate it by saying that user can send variable number of parameters.
Yeah, under the help command section,
Uh,
one line is the help command cannot be modified or unregistered.
Yeah. If you remove
So,
help
like,
command, what will the user do? User doesn't know anything, right? User will first say help and he will get the list of commands and he will say, oh, okay, I need to deal with this like this.
yeah, that part I understood, but just now you mentioned that we don't have to worry about the unregistering of commands. So still we have to take care of this line, right?
No,
That
I'm
the help
saying
command should not be
I'm
unregistered.
saying don't think of unregistering the help command. I'm talking
Okay.
about only the help command.
Okay. Okay, means we don't have to implement anything like the help command will be unregistered.
We don't have to implement anything like help command is unregistered. Ideally, yes, even in a system where you can register any other command, I'm saying don't unregister help command because it should not be allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Just one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many times I'm going to say one more thing. Under the documentation part, you have mentioned the comprehensive documentation. So what all document are we going to make? Like first one is the outlining of the requirement. So I didn't actually get the clear picture of
outlining of the requirement. I told to understand how in depth or better you can comprehend the requirements. I just
okay.
want to get that. The other
Okay.
thing is definitely your high level design document, low level design document, and test cases.
Okay, we have to prepare the test cases also.
Yeah, with trivial test cases you do, right? Like the straight test cases, like you have sent the command and it got registered because you invoked it again and you found it to be getting executed.
Okay. So just some little bit of functional testing. That's right. Okay.
You have a command where the expected number of parameters are 2, but you sent 3. What happened? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean all the positive and negative scenarios related to the requirement.
Yes. Simple thing.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's what my questions were.
Okay. Bharat, you want to declare who won? You remember, right? We are playing a game and you are getting points. How many of you want to know who won this week? And we mentioned a couple of times that please update your personal dashboard also. How many of you did that? Okay. How many of you did that? Yeah, Mary did that. Sheikh.
From last 2 days, I am going through some problems, sir, in home. So I forgot to do it, but I was doing some other work. I will till night. I will do that, sir.
Okay. So the rule of the house is we go with your dashboard only. Only that thing is that we take what you have done, but we check also whether when somebody has done that, oh, okay, I have put the post, we go and look at the post. If it is not existing, we will uncheck that. So who is the winner? Who is the winner? Any guesses? Abdul, any guess?
I think Princey might be the winner, I guess.
Okay. Priyanka?
Princess, sir.
Yes. She is the one who got that for this week. So, Princey, I will be sending one Calendly link to you. So you can book a half-hour slot. Yeah. You are I'm okay for my time after 11 also tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Yeah. As per your convenience.
At 11, you mean 11 Indian time
Yeah.
or?
11 p.m. IST, I'm okay.
Okay.
But for you, it would be EST, right?
Yeah, it's morning here
Yeah,
now.
it's morning. Yeah, I understand that. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, then. So let us get to today's thing. And for that, I need to draw some more. It's all about drawing. We are not going to do much about software. We draw so
I
many,
have,
we draw
I
so
have,
many diagrams, and then we finally write code one day, and it will take just 2 days to write the code.
Vamsi, I have one question.
Yeah.
Like, are we supposed to ask questions only in our class, or we can drop in the WhatsApp group also if we are facing an issue while working?
Yeah, drop it in the WhatsApp group also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Before that, I want to show something which will bring a smile on your face.
Or the time for the project has extended, something like that.
Time for the project has been extended or not? No, no, no. That you don't even dream about. Hey, where is that post he has sent me?
Then it's hard to bring smile on our faces.
Okay, I have to go a bit more, right? After his LinkedIn messages. Yes. No, 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 you can do it. I'm not asking a very big thing. See, this is one of my mentee. He got an interview call. Okay. See the skills that they are asking. C, C++, the other one, SIL2 compliant process, that is some process thing. Device drivers. Yeah. Understanding of bootloader, little bit niche area. Debugging. You will do lot of debugging to make this work. Doesn't matter. See, debugging in ARM, and then they are saying kill MDK, which means the person is already abstracted. He just need to know single stepping and all those kind of things. But you see this requirement, architecture, design, development, understanding, UML diagram, OOPS concepts, and worked on any RTOS. The requirements more or less for 4 to 7 years, and the things that you are going to deal in this project mostly covers all these things. Understanding of bootloader and all those things, they are certain niche areas or certain specific things for a particular job. Otherwise, we are good to go with respect to all the requirements that are needed for your career. Just stick to the project and get it done. Where am I? Yeah. So now let us jump into the use case diagram. How many of you read about use case diagram? Yeah, Princey, do you want to say a few statements about use case diagram?
Use case diagram, it's just a diagrammatic explanation kind of thing on how the user is going to interact with the system. For in our case, maybe how the user is going to enter into the system. I mean, if it's like a login procedure, how what will happen if they if the login is success, if the login is failure, and what are the next steps. I mean, if a command is entered, it all these are represented in a diagrammatic way.
Okay. So it's not a very complex diagram,
No.
which I have shown earlier also. So this is your software boundary, which is your CL, I think. You have a user here, a stickman, and then there is a use case. So let us now today understand one use case so that you can replicate this knowledge to other use cases also. So the use case is registering a command. Okay, now here is the question. How many of you in your childhood did some role plays, got onto the stage and did something? Okay, Princey did that. Nobody else? और कोई नौटंकी नहीं किया क्या जिंदगी में? No role plays, nothing, annual day, oh, always audience, clapping for others, sitting in balcony, throwing tickets and shouting, whistling, or on the stage anytime. Priyanka, you did not get onto the stage anytime?
I got on the stage, but not as a part of the role play.
Okay. To take some prize.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheikh,
I did it, sir, but that is unofficial, sir.
okay, what were the dialogues that you said?
It is in Hindi and it is too much patriotic that
So you said a dialogue, right? You said a dialogue
yeah,
at the end of the day. Okay.
yeah.
So now we are going to do some role plays. Okay. And that is how now the requirements that are there you will see that those requirements slowly start getting expanded, because the requirement is at a very high level, and most of the times it is a well-known fact and widely accepted fact also that the customer also is not clear about the requirement. The customer says that, oh, I want to have a system through which my user can interact with, or a user can interact with my maybe IoT gateway or my washing machine or something. Yeah, because my device is having a USB, or let us say even not even a end user. Let us take end user is bit complicated. Let us take some service engineer. So the service engineer comes, the equipment goes bad, or the customer complains that it is not functioning. The service engineer comes, maybe removes the black back panel or something, takes out a USB cable, plugs in into it, and then the other end into his testing equipment or laptop. And then he gets a console. He opens hyperterminal, let us say. And then he presses certain key combination, and then he gets a prompt, or he can say that he can see the cursor blinking or something. We don't want to get into the shell aspect, but we want to get into that shell, the CLI infra behind the shell. Now he says help. Yeah, the service personnel will say help. Depending on the equipment, maybe microwave oven or washing machine or some equipment, some set of commands come. Then he says read, or he will say dir. Then some certain files, we don't know whether they are really files or not, maybe some variables or something gets printed. Then he will say read and selects one of that. Then it will say that some value. Then he will conclude that, oh, the capacitor has gone bad, or this component has to be replaced, and all those things. Yeah. So what did he do? He became actor and he started conversation with the system. Yeah, conversation with the system. How did he converse? Yes, through commands. So the requirement of the client saying that there should be an infrastructure for my service engineer to diagnose the device now fell down, or it got condensed, or I would not say condensed, it got into a shape wherein I am providing some serial console access, I have a CLI infra, many things are included now, right? Because the client at the top level, he said that there should be a way for my service engineer to query the health status of equipment. That's it. He says that and he goes away. He doesn't care any about anything, how it was developed, what it is, whether it is over USB or something. Yes, some intelligent requirements also may come saying that he should be able to plug in USB and do the same thing and all those things. Even otherwise, if we are technical people, we can suggest saying that this your serial port is nowadays getting obsolete, use USB. Yeah, something like that. But we are not getting into those finer things. We are going at a high level thing, which is suitable for our or sufficient and enough for our requirement. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one-on-one call with me. Link is in the description. To do this kind of activity, to identify that what is the statement that I say, when I am mentioning I, the service engineers say as a dialogue, in a role play as a dialogue, what the system should respond also in a form of dialogue. Essentially, they both have to communicate. And if you see exactly the moment he said DIR, maybe he is not speaking it, but he is communicating, saying a dialogue called DIR, to which the other person is responding, saying that, oh, 1, 2, 3, 1 dot text, 2 dot text, or some variable. Then he's saying, he's saying another dialogue, show temp. Then it shows some value. Can I take this as a conversation going on? A role play where the dialogues are getting exchanged? Yeah, making sense?
Yes. Yes.
For facilitating this kind of thing, there is a simple method, very powerful method. Very few people actually use. I do not know the reason why it is so undervalued, but this has given, when I was working, such a power in my hand that we were able to create one of the best classes. That time it was C++. It is still valid in C because instead of class, you will have a structure and associated functions, which are outside the structure. Nobody stops to have a function inside structure. Do you know that? You can have a function inside a structure. Just that it is always, I don't know how to say it, but maybe I may be saying wrong, but it is possible. I have done that once. Not a function pointer, but normally a function also. So that technique is called, and by the way, it so happened that when we spent almost 3 to 4 months of designing that kind of system and we came up with that class, it was part of certain Bluetooth phone pairing or something when I was working for that project. I left that project and I went all over my company in different departments and I came. The project was again being discussed, like some enhancements and all those things. So that time I overheard that conversation and I went and really wanted to see, oh, what were the changes done to my class, my baby. And when I saw my class, people were not able to add anything extra into my class because it was so perfect that all the essential things were there. At the most, I'm talking about C++ world, object-oriented. At the most, they inherited, yeah, they used that thing. Then I lifted my collar and I said, that's the class that I did. That after 6 years, you could not find a way to enhance the class, but you found it to be satisfying all the use cases. And that technique today I'm going to put in your hand. And that is called CRC, not cyclic redundancy code. It is called class responsibility collaboration. Now, what does it? Class responsibility collaboration. Wherever I say class, replace it with a structure. Okay. Now you split the paper, take a small card and split it into half. The second half, split it into another half. Yeah. Now let us say we're going to literally do a role play. Okay. If your people are able to understand, we are going to play a role play now. Who will get which character? I don't know. So let us say Priyanka is that service personnel. Okay. And Sheikh is that CLI infra. Particularly that functionality of registration. Yeah. And here we are also talking about one of the requirements wherein the user on the fly can register some command. Okay. We are talking about only registration of the command. So now Priyanka is the person who has certain set of commands and she is going to give that commands to Sheikh and asking which is the registration mechanism to register. So Priyanka, what would be your first dialogue? After hello, hi, no chit-chatting, huh? Directly get to the work. What will be your first dialogue? गाली नहीं देना, इतना नहीं सोचना है, गाली नहीं देना है.
No idea.
Okay, she said no idea. Sheikh, what will be your response?
Command didn't found.
See? Anyways, under registration use case, right? This is a wrong response.
Oh.
Maybe under processing, when she says no idea, if that command is not registered, you will say command not found. For registration, so if somebody is saying no idea, you should go and register that no idea, right? As a command. Yeah. No, Priyanka, sahi dialogue bolo. Take number 2. Take number 2.
Blink LED.
Command. Blink is the command. LED is a parameter. Or you want
So
to
I
say
have to
blink
say
LED
only
itself as a command?
no.
Yeah, it's a choice. So that's what I'm saying. See, are you people observing when I'm probing a little bit? I'm also getting into which is the command, which can be parameter. Are you seeing the thought process, how it is becoming clear with each and every dialogue refinement? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, sir.
What is happening? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell some preconditions. Actually, these are to be taken care when requirements also are being not finalized, but some assumptions are assume that the registration mechanism, that logic, has enough memory to accommodate a command. For example, Priyanka would have asked saying that blink. Then the registration mechanism also can respond saying that no memory. You're getting my point? Because a new command has to be registered, right? So she can say blink. Then the registration mechanism can say, oh, no memory. Else, you can say accepted. See, but the response of the accepted need not be a response as such saying that I accepted. Because we are talking, you are saying accepted. But when you go and actually do a registration of the command and the return value is true from that function, it means the command got registered. Making sense? Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
और यू आर सेइंग क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Princey, Abdul, are you able to understand?
Yeah, sure.
So this kind of dialogues has to happen. So what essentially happens is the dialogues are nothing but the attributes of the class, or here the members. A structure will have members, right? And I gave a hint also that it will be like a TC type struct. Right? Where the first one would be the command name, where the first one would be, sorry, the second entry would be the help for that particular command. The third would be the function which interprets this command, a function pointer that the application code has to register. Application will give certain function and the pointer to that function will be, or the address of that function will be in this pointer. And the last one is expected number of parameters. So when Priyanka says that blink, what she is saying is only this. But what actually goes into the registration mechanism or the storage is actually this. See, in my
So do user,
yeah.
sorry. So does user have to give the expected number of parameters also?
Yeah, obviously, if there are any, it's not should. Actually, it should. But is it a positive value greater than 0? I don't know. It depends on your thing. Depends on the command. For example, tomorrow you send a command blink. Blink what? You got my point? The system will ask blink what? I have 5 LEDs. Okay, at least if I say that, acha, blink, you said, which means LED. But I have 5 LEDs. No, but which LED do you want me to blink? The system is not clear with your command, right? You have to say blink LED 5. So blink is the command. Then the system will understand that, oh, I have to blink. What should I blink? The first parameter is LED. The second parameter is 5. Then it goes and processes. And the fifth LED starts blinking. Okay?
Okay, then the structure has the second member as the help text.
Yeah.
So that help text should be about that particular command.
Yes, that's why it is in that structure.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, now say your dialogue. Enough of taking prizes. Now say a dialogue.
I have to register a command, right?
You give a command. The registration mechanism is waiting for you.
Okay. Set temperature 5.
Take number 3 is also gone. Cut. See, the command is set only. Tomorrow,
But I have to give the whole thing, right? That's how the system will
you
decode number of
that we are
parameters.
not talking about processing of the command. We are registering the commands. Your temp5 would tomorrow when somebody uses will go as parameters. See, you cannot. Okay, if you say set temp5, okay, let us say that is command. Tomorrow there will be set temp10, set temp100. How many will that registration mechanism can hold? You're getting my point? There is L, or there is some command called copy. Right? There is a command called copy. Shell commands, we say shell command has command only, right? Then it has parameters. Think of Linux only. I'm not talking anything different. There are commands and there are options which we call parameters. If I just say copy A, B, it goes without saying that the contents of A will be copied to B. If I say del file2.txt, the parameter is file2.txt, delete is the delete process, right? Tomorrow file2 can become file10, it can be image1.png. Del first understands that, oh, del I have to delete. Okay, what I have to delete? It will go and check in the second parameter. Is it clear now, Priyanka? Clear to people, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir, actually.
Yes.
So for each command, do we have to create a structure, or let be structure will have commands as variables? No?
What is there in the requirements document?
I mean, each command should have some structure.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very
So,
clear in
and
the requirement document.
yeah, sir. Another one is like we have to add some command, right, sir? When during the part of registration, when we are passing some command, there should be some function with respect to for that command, right? It has to perform some kind of execution, right, for that command. So how we will add that one, sir?
I understand your question, but I want you to ask that question again.
Yeah, sir. Like when we are adding some kind of command during the process of registration, right, sir? So that command has some purpose and it will perform some kind of function, right? So in order to, when we are doing it as a user, how we will incorporate that function in the existing code, sir? Or,
Yeah, the function has to be something written, it has to be written by user and it has to do the intended operation. And the intended operation is nothing but the capability of the application. For example, let us say del file2.txt. Okay, let us take this command. Del
2.txt.
f2.txt. You sent it as a string. Now what you are saying is there should be some implementation in the del which should be able to do this operation of deletion of file2.txt, right?
yeah, correct, sir.
Yes is what is the answer. And who has to do it? The writer of del. Now in this
Okay.
case, who is the writer of del? Abdul.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
But for that, while registering, Abdul will need the number of parameters, right?
Yeah, he has to decide it, right? Because he is writing del. He will decide for his system.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For how
Excuse
many
me,
people
sir.
is this OHT? How many people is this concept OHT? You know what is OHT? For how many people is this concept now OHT? You know OHT, yeah? Do you know OHT? Overhead transmission. Or it is IHT. Now you know IHT, right? Any doubt, ask now. You have 2 weeks to implement. In this 1 week, in another 2 sessions, we'll go till sequence diagram.
Sir, in that del, the function related to del will use to perform what the actual command will do, like deleting that command. Then
Yeah,
deleting the file.
deleting the file
File, sorry.
where the file is provided as the second parameter. But the function should, the structure should tell that this del has one parameter. And this interpreter function will do this deletion of this. If I don't know, then I have to ask and I will get that information of del as a help string. And del is the actual command name. Everything is enclosed under one struct. So that is where the struct is there, right? Whatever is the struct and member functions. When you start narrating dialogues, they will slowly emerge as parameters or attributes of the function. For example,
Vamsi, one more doubt.
yeah.
So this help text should be particular to a command name, or help text should be a generic command?
Help text should
Both?
be particular, should be something particular to that particular command. Del should say that this command deletes the file. Example, del space file. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well-paid job, book a one-on-one call with me. Link is in the description. Got it?
Yeah, and there should be a help command also.
The help command already is there, right? When you say help del, it will bring this command and show. You already have the
Okay.
help command, right? That's why the first entry you should not delete.
And what will be inside the help text of help command?
You can put anything. You can write saying that, don't you know that? Or don't you even know that? You can put anything. This is your CL investor. We can say that help commands displays help of the other commands. Way to use help space command name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, here, for example, our system does not know del because it is not there in our system. After that, we are registering, we are putting del command in our system. So how that this function will be created, like del, because every command will have a separate function. Like you told that copy function will not do the same thing. It will not delete. It will copy. So how should the user will give that he need to do this work? This command need to copy, that command need to delete, and how the function will
Okay,
be created.
I got your point. I got your point. See, when I say it is on the runtime, it's not on the field. During configuration of the system, you can program all these things. See, once the system is in field, it's not like over there updates. I'm not talking about hi-fi stuff. During the compilation only, your code has to contain all these things so that you compile the whole set of commands, everything is there resident in the memory. You're getting my point? These are all code time actions only. You don't think that in the field, the person will go and he will add a command and then the handler will come automatically. No. That's where I'm saying, when I say the end user register, okay, maybe I should have put instead of this thing, maybe replace your service engineer, because the service engineer, when I said, I was under the context saying that he's going and querying the commands and getting it, because the example I told in the same way, right? He will say set that get the temperature and he understands that something went bad. Yeah. So instead of that service engineer, let us take a developer who is creating the software of that CLI and all those CLIs. Maybe that the terminology wise, it will fit more accurately. And we don't get any doubt saying that. So the set of commands, their respective function pointers that are registered, the help, everything should be pre-compiled and put it into the system. Because the system goes into the field. When out of blue, it cannot cook something. It will only get the parameters which are there inside the application stored that tells the health of the system. And somebody queries it through the CLI infrastructure, they will be able to get that to diagnose. Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah, sir.
So anyways, no wonder Priyanka was not selected for any role plays and only for taking prize. We have taken 3 takes, but director has to say cut. So let us say the first time we are saying that, let me give an example. Now, Sheikh, you are still the registration mechanism. And this registration mechanism is happening during the development phase only, right? So when I say command, let us say in the requirement document, I also mentioned the number of commands are configurable. Let us say we can go for 5 commands or 3 commands. Okay. So I am saying set. You have space for 3 commands. So I'm giving you the first command. You are the registration mechanism. I say set.
Set.
So how do you respond? Let us say accepted. Okay, you accepted the command.
Accepted.
Get.
Accepted.
Okay. Let us take Priyanka's favorite only. Blink.
Accepted.
Okay. This much I know. Okay, but now see, when I am giving you set, I am not giving you only set. I am giving you set plus my help string plus what should be the function and also the parameter count as 2. This everything I have given it to you. Now when you say accepted, you somehow magically took that structure and you added it into your, you see the requirement document, I told array or similar data structure, right? Remember that line in the requirements document? The function has to be stored into array or similar data structure.
Structure.
Yeah. You took and you have put it into an array. Now when you're putting when you're putting a structure into an array, what does that array called as?
Array of structure.
Array of structures. So you have to create an array of structures.
More memory.
More memory, whatever. The question is, with this conversation, are you not able to touch a level where you are saying that, acha, the registration mechanism is something that has to do with array of structures. Are you getting?
Yeah, sir, little bit.
What little bit?
Yeah,
Getting.
Yes, I didn't say
By doing this technique, because of these dialogues, when you probe and more. So I told this, okay? Now the moment I say struct, the moment I said command name, I told that this struct is already in this paper. This paper you have created a small card and you called it as command structure, okay? CMD struct. My phone. So command struct. Now what is the class? Now responsibility. Now the responsibility is I have to have my command name when somebody asks me, I should give my help string. When somebody says that do this, I should have a mechanism to do that. When somebody queries how many parameters are there, I should have that parameter thing with me. See, these are my responsibilities. Yeah. Of my struct. When somebody queries, I should be able to give that, right? Now, collaboration. I would say that I have to collaborate with the application code, passing it the parameters so that it gives me the output. This is some other structure I don't care about as of now. But I know that I alone can't do anything. I have the function pointer only. This function has to be, pointer has to be populated from the application only, that I will invoke, that the function application will execute, bring me and put the output. I mean, will execute and send the output. And it is my responsibility to send along with the function pointer or along with the invocation of function, also the parameters. So as a command structure, I also have certain responsibilities, but I cannot do all the things myself. So I have to collaborate with some other structures. Because not everything is with me, right? I only hold a function pointer, but I have to populate that function pointer with a functionality that is already present in the application.
Predefined.
Yeah, it's a predefined thing only. See, deletion is a deletion, right? It's predefined. Just a moment. Yes. Yeah. Is this making sense? So this is the, what should I say? The registration mechanism from the structure side, from the command side. One part of the use case. But the other part of the use case is, apart from the command, there is a registration mechanism also that is there, right? There is a registration mechanism also that is there. You know what? Rather than your faces, even if you switch off camera, those will look, at least the black squares will make more sense. Your faces actually are not making any sense. You are saying, "Acha, baat karo, baat karo." Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
Do you want, how many of you want me to how many of you want me to reiterate what we have discussed? That I know that you might be hearing it for the first time and okay.
Like the first C and R part I got clearly. The last C part.
Yeah, last one is color. This is a registration use case. We all start with the registration use case. Okay. There is someone. Now this someone can be code or even another code. This person is interested to register a command. What I am saying is, this fellow, as part of registration, whatever dialogues he is saying, I am capturing the dialogues in a card. Script होते हैं ना, dialogues का script. When you play a role, Princey, you played a role, so you have a script, right, to say these dialogues on the stage. And I'm talking the dialogues, I'm mentioning the dialogues from this person only. This person will say that blink. अरे बार बार मेरे मुंह से भी blink आ रहा है. Okay, blink. So which means this is the command, but it does this command, when I say, doesn't mean only the command blink. It also means a struct called command, one of the instances called blink. which will have the command name, the help string, the function pointer which should get invoked when this command gets executed, and probably some parameters, expected parameters. And when I query this, or when I query this, in the sense, I literally don't query, but if at all the responsibilities have to be explicitly spelled out of this structure, I should be holding a help string, I should be having a function pointer and all those things. In this trivial case, maybe the class, maybe the structure template and the responsibilities are more or less matching, but in real life, it will not match. Why? Because these are actually the responsibilities are nothing but member functions, but we are not dealing with classes. That's why the attributes are only again coming and sitting here. Making sense? Had it been a class, these responsibilities would have been member functions, but because it is not a class, it is a pure structure, the same member attributes are coming and sitting here. But in case if I create an instance of this structure and query, I would be getting these values. Assume like that. Because this is not a class, there are no member functions. That's the only differentiation. But the point I'm trying to make with the next C, which is collaboration, is if this function, if this command is getting executed now, I said blink LED 5. The number of parameters will be 2. User will actually send a string blink LED 5. He will send this string, which is in line with the command structure, agreeing to all the parameters. Keep may have a blink I am sending. It is saying 2 parameters. So there is a, first parameter is LED string, second parameter is number 5. Now, after taking this string, what should I do? I am only a CLI infrastructure. I hold the commands, but to process the commands, I need help from the application code, where the application code would have written something what to do. That functions pointer I will have here. Now, is it making sense? Yeah, now you will say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
And this is from this person, okay? This is from the actor perspective. Now, coming from the registration perspective, I will just give a hint. Let us say from the registration, this code perspective, if I have to tell a dialogue, it will be another dialogue sheet, which will have some representation as a C struct, or I don't know what it is, array. I already gave a hint, right? Array. So it will be an array of structures, right? It will be an array of structures. Responsibility is you give me a structure, I will insert in one of the index that I have. Like I told to Sheikh that you have 3 empty boxes, array of size 3. So I say set, he told agreed. Means my responsibility is to store set. Then I said get. Acha, one box is done. Array of 3, one box is done. Set ke liye. I told get. Okay. Done. I told blink. Done. So responsibility. Now, do I have to collaborate? See, this is not mandatory. It can happen, right? If there is a function saying that multiply 5 into 2 and I give 5 to 2, do you think that function has to go and ask somebody what to do? It already knows what to do 5 into 2, right? If it is a multiplication function, it will do and it will return back the value 10 to me. So this is an array of structures. What is the maximum that will happen? You are inserting. Because this is already a registration mechanism. Maybe unregistered function, when I am talking, maybe you will delete the content in that index. Making sense now?
Yes, sir.
You know, with for Princey, her mornings are becoming very tough. I talk something and I go, or during her cooking, going somewhere. Only these things might be floating in her mind.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So, so by the term command registration, even if the meaning is the user can register a command, if the meaning of the term is the user can register a command, but it necessarily doesn't mean that registering a command. Is it so? Or I mean, there is a structure called command, and there are commands inside it. And when you register a command, you can only register something keeping in mind about the command structure, right? Or I can register something, I mean, which is not inside the command structure. Is it so?
You have almost used the word registers 8 to 9 times. I'll make it so simple for you. Registering a command is nothing but storing that structure somewhere so that you can query it at later point of time. Got it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Unregistering is deleting it. Simple? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. A little bit extension of registration in the true sense of registration is taking the function pointer from that application and populating the function pointer also. To be more precise, you are anyway storing the structure, but you don't store the structure just like that. You store the structure with all its members populated. So you will take the function that the application has to invoke and put that address in your third parameter, which is the command interpreter. A true sense of registration. Yeah? Make sense now?
Sir, like assigning the function base address to that our function pointer, which is the third member of our structure.
You got bit into the programming thing, but that's what is registration. Store the function in that function pointer. That's it. As simple as that. Now go fix a meeting and do a drama. Who is the villain? Who is the hero? Who is the detective? Who murdered whom? You choose the roles. There are experienced actors here. There are actors here who did not get onto the stage. So you will have a fun time. Yeah. Camera rolling. Lights on. Take number 1. How many takes you want to take? So here is my promise. If you travel through this, you will reach acres and acres of diamonds. Path is not easy, I know that. But you travel through this path, adopting the strategy that I told, and you have to come up with even registration. Already registration I have told you. Oh, next thing is only processing. Another use case. Yeah, unregistering you can ignore. But you travel through this path such a simple use cases, not a complicated functionality. Tomorrow, any complex functionality, you can very, very easily break up. And I am giving you a hint. What I have discussed now and what I have shown is nothing different or nothing special. I am just trying to put whatever you have studied with regards to writing an essay of a requirement or something in chapter 5, right? I tried to put it in a pictorial way so that you get hold of the content or the situation more firmly. Making sense? I did not say anything different, but I told something differently from what you have already read in chapter 5, the C companion. Do you agree? All this time I was only narrating, right? What it has to do, what it has to do, what it has to do. Just that I have formally put it into a use case. I told class responsibility, collaboration cards. It is just that I have split the dialogues. I created a canvas and a picture and dialogues because there are characters and they are speaking. I have individually picked up the dialogues and have put it. By virtue of this dialogue narration, something started emerging that you understood that, acha, array of structures, hey, kya? Okay, there is a structure, okay. I have to populate these members in the structure. So I have to do a type def struct something, something. ये शहर को क्या हो रहा है? What is happening to this city? Like movie, beginning of movie. What are you thinking, Priyanka? Why did I say yes to him? Abdul, clear
Yeah, yes.
as of now?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch this video. I will upload it very soon. I have many videos to upload. I will upload for many things. Prinsy, making sense?
Maybe I have to watch this video again. I
Yeah.
have got some sparks, but not completely.
Yeah, that spark is enough. The more you add fuel to it, take a deep breath, take more oxygen, then the spark will become into flame. Then you will get there. And this is my promise. If you travel this path once in your lifetime, it will get ingrained into your mind so strongly. The reason is very psychological in nature because we are dealing with diagrams and our mind is very much accustomed to remember things as pictures. Text is difficult to hold, but if you remember as a picture, you will remember it lifelong. I remember my first crush face till today. People who are smiling, I know the reason. People who are not smiling also, I know the reason. We remember pictures well. Okay? Try it for what's the other use case? So let me spill the beans. Registration is there. I told unregistered, don't worry. Okay? Now the second thing is once you register and once the user sends this kind of string, right? You have to start processing it. Okay? The use case diagram does not change. I mean, the use case diagram does not change means The structure of the use case does not change. That you have a use case, somebody sends a string, it is just that instead of registering, it is now processing. Do a role play for this. You will understand what I said. Okay? The more in-depth you go into this process and registration, I assure you that within 1 to 2 levels of your brainstorming, you will start arriving at function signatures, the parameters of the functions, they also will start emerging for sure. Okay? Fine? Okay, go for it. And the important thing, update your dashboard. And also share your, in the dashboard, we have created certain document also, right? I mean, that in the dashboard, you have the dashboard sheet, you have another tab. Update your LinkedIn profile and your GitHub, right? Yeah, GitHub profile. Okay, we're going to conclude now. Any questions? Quick. Sheikh, any questions from your side? सर जो बोला पहले उसको समझने दीजिए.
अभी ये वीडियो देख के मैं बोलेगा सर.
Yeah. Abdul, any questions from your side? Any
No, as of
top of the mind thing quickly that you, okay, I need this to go to the next step. What is it? Abdul, any question?
sir, regarding that function pointer, it has to be made separately or oh, sir, actually, like
No,
you
it is
told
part
me,
of the structure. It is part of the command structure.
but the function has to be done in separate way, right? So,
Yes. Function has to be done separately.
okay.
So the signature of the function you need to brainstorm and see. So that
Okay.
goes without saying, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the signature of the function should be complete enough to accommodate your requirement. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I told. When you start doing this role play, right, you will end up into talking about the individual things also. And that's where the processing thing will come. Because the moment you start about thinking about processing, you eventually fall into that function pointer only, right? Because that's where the processing happens. Now you will say, Acha, mujhe ye chahiye, I need this, I want to return this. What is this? I need this, I want to return, I should return this. Are these not parameters, return types, and all those things? Now this is make more sense now?
Yes.
Yeah. Priyank, any questions from your side? No? Okay. So I'll upload this video after 2 days. I'll do it by tomorrow. You will have the video uploaded. Yeah. नींद हराम करके अभी. Read the requirements document. The things are fresh in your mind. You will see lot of correlation with what I am saying. Recollect chapter 5. You will see lot of correlation with what I said. Okay. And I'm reiterating, I don't know, it is 4th time or something. Travel this path once, you are done for your lifetime. But don't travel just like that. Draw the pictures. Take a pencil and draw. Let your mind and hand coordination be there, that your thought process, and you say that, oh, this is what is the thing. Prepare that CRC card on a paper and start writing, and you will understand what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, then. Princey, I will send you the calendar link and you can book it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Dashboard, whoever fills, only those we are going to check. And I think Priyanka is not filling.
I filled it for the week today only. Like I was not filling it daily.
We'll check. Yeah. See you all. Bye. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description.